That's pretty good coffee. Oh, what's up? What's up, guys? Fears, audience fears. I'm at the St. Louis Airport Starbucks. That's right. I'm just killing some time. I got here super early, My flight isn't until like 8:15, and the time is, let's see, what time is it? It's only 4:56, so I don't have to like check my bags, and my bags are over here, and right down here. Hang on, where are they? I'm right behind it. There it is. So I don't have to check my bags for quite a while. Oh yeah, by the way, new Emo's Pizza shirt. I'm a big fan of Emo, so if you've never eaten this pizza, go for it. I got my watch on, I got my hat, and my buddy Eric gave me this new hat, so I try to match everything. Watch, hat, this, the whole 9 yards. I'm sure everybody's got a lot of questions, for the week, so within reason, you guys can ask whatever you want. I'm going to open up the chat here. So I just thought I would kill some time by doing a stream. I haven't streamed all week. So I was going to start them tomorrow, but I was like, you know what? I'm like, I need to kill some time. I just finished writing in my journal, and then after I do the stream, I may edit for a little while. And then after that, then I'll probably head. And there's some guy over here playing the piano. Check this out. You see that? That guy over there is playing. Hey, nice job, man. Nice job. That was awesome. I don't know if he heard me. Dude, he is... Wow. That's pretty good. He was playing on the piano. Him and his girlfriend are over there. They're playing on the piano right now. Well, cheers to that guy. He knows how to play the piano pretty well. All right, let me open up the chat here. Here we go. Let me see here. I don't know if anyone's watching. On the piano. Him and his girlfriend are there. They're playing on the... Nope, hang on. All right. We're good now. The chat is open. There we go. So the chat is open, so you guys can ask your questions, kind of hang out with you guys for a little bit. So yeah. So I just wanted to say hi, guys. It's been kind of a it's been a rough week, but you know what? I'm so glad I could be here, for my grandma, and I appreciate all the love and the support from all my fans. I will be honest, there was a little hate, Joey. I'm being honest. Joey gave me a little hate, and a couple of other people gave me hate, and they were saying some not too nice things about my grandma, and they were trying to cause problems. Joey was trying to cause problems on my grandma's obituary, but I put a stop to that. It's never a dull minute with these idiots. But besides that, everyone else was wonderful. So to all my loving and loyal fans, I really appreciate all the love and the effort and the support and the blessings and the prayers and everything. So it's been a rough week, though. I mean, but I will say this: the funeral, I mean, as good as funerals can be, the funeral was very nice. It went smoothly. Everybody that spoke at my grandma's funeral did a fantastic job. I mean, a really, 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 really nice job. My aunt said something. My cousin Ellie said something. I said something, and then my grandma picked out a band, and they played, and then my aunt did a poem, and then my cousin Ellie read one of my grandma's favorite Bible verses, and then I wrote a speech, and when I get back home, I'm gonna read you guys the speech that I did for my grandma. It's packed away in my bag, so I don't want to get it out right now. But anyway, hey, we got 2 people watching. I was just telling everybody. I don't know who's watching, but I'm just killing some time at the airport. I got here a little bit too early. My flight doesn't take off until 8:15. So it's like, what is it? It's like 4 something. I need to switch this back over to Orlando time. It's 5. What is it? It's 5:01. So I've got some hours to kill. So I just thought I would kill some time by doing a live stream, because I'm sure everybody had questions and all that. So but yeah, everyone that spoke at my grandma's funeral, they did a fantastic job. The funeral went really well. I mean, like I said, as good as funerals can be, because it's very sad, and nobody likes funerals, but everybody did a great job. There was a lot of flowers there. My grandma picked out flowers. She likes red roses and white roses, so there was a lot of red roses and white roses. I spoke and did my speech. My cousin Ellie spoke and read one of my grandma's favorite Bible verses. Then my aunt spoke and did one of my grandma's favorite poems. Then we sang some songs, some of my grandma's favorite hymns. So we sang like 2 or 3 hymns, and then my grandma picked out a band and they played at my grandma's funeral. So there was a guy with a violin and one of those big bows. I'm sorry, not a bow, a bass. One of those big basses that they play like this. So a big bass was there, some violin. Then there was 2 singers in the band, and then there was a guy with a guitar. Not an electric guitar, but an acoustic guitar. So the music was wonderful. Hey, we got 5 people watching. Hey, what's going on? So Fears is just killing some time right now. Just killing some time. I got here way too early at the airport, so as always, I'm at fucking Starbucks, I cannot edit my videos without Starbucks. So I was editing for a little while because I got my little station here. There it is. There's the camera. Got my phone, all my edits. Then my bag. My bag's right over here. And I wanted to get some work done. And then I thought, I answered some emails, and then I was editing. And I'm probably going to edit 2 videos of the trip. I'm going to do a tiny little Missouri vlog, because I did a tiny bit of filming, but not a lot of filming, because obviously I was more everything. Vlogging wasn't important this week. My grandma was the most important thing. But I did sneak away a couple of times. I got some lunch, and then I went to my favorite store, V-Stock, so I kind of filmed in there a bit. But it's going to be a quick vlog. And then the other video that I'm going to edit, it's a surprise for you guys, so I can't tell you much about the other video. But anyway, I was just doing some edits, and I was like, I'm almost done with the edits, so I'm like, where else? I was going to pull out a book and read, because I brought some magazines in my bag, but then I thought, I'll just do a live stream real quick, kind of update the fans. So I took my mom and my brother took my mom out for dinner. I took my mom out for lunch and dinner a couple of times. And to correct Joey, I did not eat alone. I don't know where he got that. I'm sorry, I ate alone once. I went and got some White Castle alone, because my mom doesn't like White Castle. And then I went and got some Emo's Pizza, and my mom wasn't hungry. So technically, I ate out twice alone. But he was like, "Oh, Fears ate alone the whole trip." No, lies. Only 2 times. The rest of the time, I was with my family, because I hadn't seen my family in almost a year. Well, no, actually, no, not a year. Almost a year, about 9 or 10 months. So it had been a while. So don't believe a word he says. Then he tried to cause trouble. They tried to write some stupid crap on my grandma's obituary, which is disgusting. I'm telling you, that guy has no class, no respect for anyone's. He doesn't have any respect for me. He doesn't have any respect for my grandma, nor my family. So he's kind of a piece of shit for doing that. So I had to call the funeral home And thank God none of my family members saw it, and I had to quickly have them take it off. So they took it off, and I said, make sure that nobody else comments. So that was pretty disgusting of him to do that, but he's a troll. He doesn't care. They never care. But I do appreciate all my loving and loyal fans giving me so much support, and for all the people that said wonderful things about my grandma, I can't thank you guys enough. And let's see, anyway, so what else? So the funeral went really well, and then after the funeral, we had like a little lunch at my grandma's childhood church. There's a really nice church in downtown St. Louis where my grandma, that's where she started going to church at. And I've been in that church many times. So before we moved to O'Fallon, Missouri, and before we moved to Wentzville, we lived, my family, me, my brother, my mom, my dad, we actually lived in, not downtown St. Louis, but we lived in St. Louis. And don't get that confused with East St. Louis. East St. Louis is horrible. There's like burnt out, abandoned factories, and like Hoosier people, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty disgusting down in East St. Louis. So never go there. Downtown St. Louis is great, and then North St. Louis is fantastic. But East St. Louis is on the border of well, oh my God, the dude will kill me if I get this wrong. I always say Illinois, but the dude corrected me and said it's Illinois. So on the border of Illinois is East St. Louis. Never go there. Now, if you go over to Illinois, that's fine. But down, like East St. Louis is fucking horrible. So we went down to downtown St. Louis, and my grandma's childhood church is still there. So we had lunch in her church. That was a lot of fun. I mean, because the lunch, and what I mean by fun is, it was nice to go to lunch and have all of my grandma's friends and her church friends, and some relatives I had never met, because my grandma has a lot of like old cousins and aunts and uncles, and my mom's like, John, you're going to meet some new family members, because grandma had such a massive family. And I was like, yeah, some of these people I've never met. So it was fun to meet new people and reminisce about my grandma. That's what I mean by fun. It wasn't like, it was a different type of fun. It was fun reminiscing about my grandma and telling good stories and good vibes. But the whole trip was dedicated to my grandma. So I told my mom, I said, Mom, I wish I could have came to visit on a good note. I said, hopefully the next time I do come, it is on a good note, So my mom's like, yeah, but at least we got some family time in. I said, yeah. I said, I'm glad we got some family time in. I said, that I'm super grateful for. I said, it would have been nice if Grandma would have stayed alive. You guys know what I mean. You guys know, sometimes I'm good at expressing myself, sometimes I'm not, but you guys understand what I'm saying. I just wish it would have went another way. But, my grandma had a great life. She was 89, and she almost turned 90. Like, her birthday's only a couple months away, So, anyway, but she had a good life, And she was good at giving advice. Super nice, so loving, so caring, kind. She was a mentor, She used to be a teacher, so she taught, and she loved camping. And I went on countless camping trips with my grandpa Fears before he died, and grandma. She loved to fish, whenever we were camping. She would travel with my grandpa Fears. They went all over. My grandma and grandpa Fears, they went to the Grand Canyon. They went to Vegas. They went to Reno. They went to California a bunch of times. San Francisco. Let's see, where did they go in California? They went to San Francisco, LA, Lake Tahoe, Beverly Hills. Oh God, where else? They would just take their camper, like, those campers that you can drive in. My grandpa had like a big, massive, like, camper trailer thing, and they would drive everywhere. So they went all over the place. So my grandma had a really good life. I will miss her immensely, and something struck a chord with me, like when we were at the luncheon. Like, I was sitting there, I was talking to my cousins, and they're like, hey, John. Sometimes they call me Johnny. I go by John or Johnny. My mom calls me John or Johnny sometimes. My dad would call me Johnny sometimes because there's so many Johns. It gets confusing. I'm John. My dad's John. My grandfather was John. One of my grandfather's brothers is John. Uh, my grandpa Fierce's dad was John. Oh no, I'm sorry. His name was Joseph. I'm sorry. His name was Joseph, but it starts with a J. And then one of my grandpa's cousins is John. And then my mom is from England, so she's got 6 brothers, but 3 of them have passed away. So now that she only has 3 brothers left. But one of my mom's brothers is John. So there's a lot of Johns. If I ever have a son, he'll probably be John to keep the family legacy going, you know. But something really struck a chord with me. I was sitting there eating lunch, talking with my cousins, and we were reminiscing about good times with Grandma, and everyone just started telling stories. And I said, well, guys, I said, I think of like good times with my dad and good time with my grandma and family as whole, even if someone doesn't pass away. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I think about that stuff all the time, like I'll just be sitting there one day, like editing a video, and I'm like, I'll think of a good memory of my dad. And then I told him the story. I'm like, and I looked at my brother. I'm like, hey, remember when me, you, mom, and we used to have a dog named Penny. I said, remember when we went to that camping resort place and we went down by the lake and there was a rope swing, and my brother's like, oh yeah, I do remember that. I said, remember? I said, Penny, we put Penny in the lake and Penny was swimming, and then me, you, and Dad like walked up the platform, and you had to climb these stairs, and then we got to the top of the platform, and my dad's like, all right, he told my brother, you go first, and then Johnny, he goes, and then I'll go last, and you took this rope, and you swung out, and then at the very last waking moment, like when you were way high in the air, right, you would just let go of the rope and you'd crash into the water. And so I told that story, and then I told a story about Grandma, and then one of my cousins like, what made you think of that, John? I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I think about that kind of stuff and those stories all the time, It's good to do that, because if you don't talk about your past loved ones, and if you don't reminisce and think about those stories, then they kind of drift away, and you don't want that to happen. You want to keep their memory alive. You want to keep their spirit alive. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at my cousin. He's like, what made you think of that story, John? And what made you think of that story about Grandma? And I was like, I don't know. I think about that stuff all the time. I said, at work, I'm always thinking about my dad. Whenever I'm editing a video, I'll think about my dad, Now it's going to be hard because I'll be thinking about my grandma, Fears, and my dad, So this year has not started off good. And last year was not good because, my dad died. Now, hopefully this year, 2024, it may have started off rough, but I hope it ends good. I hope the whole year hasn't been jinxed. I hope it isn't crap. But it's starting off pretty shitty, Starting off pretty shitty. Like, my grandma dying is a pretty shitty thing. So, anyway. I'm hoping... I'm hoping things get a lot better, but yeah. I was just so bored at the airport. I almost finished the next vlog, and then I took a break, and then my mom called me to make sure I got to the airport, and because I just took an Uber, but I got here a little early. My mom's like, "Hey, was everything fine?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I just took an Uber, and everything's cool." I said, I just got here a little early. And gosh, this lady's going nuts on the piano. Check this out. Her boyfriend was playing on this piano, and he was playing beautiful music, but now his girlfriend is just jamming the fuck out of this piano. And they're both good. I could never play like this. Like, she's over there, look. Here. So she's over there playing, and then that's her boyfriend, and as soon as I get done with the live stream, I'm going to go over there and say, hey, you guys are really good at piano. See, now, that's the difference. Fears has no problem vlogging in public. I have no problem streaming in public, but I couldn't just play a musical instrument. I can't sing in public. So I can't sing in public because, one, I'm a shitty singer. Fears can never lie to you guys. I used to in the past, but now I can't get away with a lie because they'll be like, oh, well, we'll just figure it out for you, so you might as well just tell us the truth. So now I always tell the truth. So I'm being dead honest when I say this. I can't sing worth a shit. I can't dance worth a shit. I make an attempt on dancing. I never make an attempt on singing. And I wouldn't have the balls to just sit down on the piano and go do 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 do. Because one, I don't know how to play piano. But even if I knew how to play piano, which I don't, but if I did, I just would never have the courage to go, I'm going to sit down in an airport and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I give them a lot of credit because while I'm streaming, I'm hearing their beautiful piano music and I'm like, hey, that's nice. So the main reason I was going to wait till tomorrow to stream, either tomorrow or Sunday. But I thought, well, one, I'm sick and tired of editing right now because I've been sitting here for about an hour editing. And it wasn't getting boring, but I like to take breaks whenever I edit. So I'll edit for a little while, take a break, and then I was starting to get a little tired, so coffee it up. Then my mom called, so I chatted with her for 15, 20 minutes, and we were just kind of reminiscing about the whole week. And I'll be honest, the only bad thing that happened this week was the trolls trying to ruin my grandma's obituary, which, shame on you. You guys are fucking disgusting for doing that. Whoever did it, I'm pretty sure it was Joey, and I'm sure he had some accomplices, but I had to call the funeral place and say, this ain't really this person. I didn't really say that. Take this off. Take this off. Oh my God, the lights went off. Are you kidding me? I think the airport just lost power. Now it's back on. Holy shit. I'm not even kidding. I didn't turn off the light. You guys? Yeah. The fucking airport just turned off for a second. What the hell? That's nuts. Well, that's a stream for the books. What the hell? But anyway, that was the only bad thing of the week. Now, thank God I was able to solve it without my aunt knowing, which is my grandma's daughter, and without my mom knowing. I just quietly called and said, look, here's what my brother said, here's what I said, here's what my mom said. I didn't say that. Take that off. And then I made sure. I said, it's been 2 days since my funeral. I said, is there any way to switch it where no one comments ever again? And they said, yeah. They said it's a shame that there's people out there trying to ruin your grandma's obituary. And I said, it is. I said, they're real sick, disgusting people. I said, I've got loyal, loving fans. And I said, I've got haters that are just sadistic. I would never do that to anyone. Even, like, I hate Quentin. I hate Joey with a passion. But do you think I actually have morals? Even though I hate Quentin and Joey, do you think, like, let's say Joey or Quentin's mom died, I would feel bad. I'd be like, well, hey, even though I hate you, I'm sorry for your loss, that your mom died. Do you think Fears would call up the funeral home and say, oh, hey, I'm going to, like, write on the obituary? Never. Never in a million, quadrillion, cabillion years. That is how sick these people are. And I don't care if they get pissed off. All my loving and loyal fans, you guys know that that's sick and fucked up. They know it, but Joey doesn't care. Quentin doesn't care. I don't think Quentin did it, because Quentin, even though he's a hater, he's actually got some type of morals. Joey has no morals whatsoever. So fuck you, Joey. That was disgusting. I'm pretty sure he did it, and if he didn't do it, then as one of those, the funeral director was like, John, I'll put a stop to it. He goes, I'll make sure no one can comment ever again. I said, great. I said, erase these, erase that, and don't let anyone else comment. I said, I think everyone that wanted to comment has commented, and, so that's pretty sick of them to do it. And I don't care if he finds out, that I said it or not. It needed to be said. He's pretty sick for doing that. But anyway, I'm over it, and I'm so glad that my aunt didn't find out that they tried to do that. I'm so glad that my mom didn't find out. I did it quietly. So, anyway. I will say that. I thought I was going to lose internet. Like when the power went off. That's pretty crazy that they must have good internet, because as soon as the lights went off, I went, oh shit. I'm like, as soon as the light goes off, I'm going to lose fucking power on my computer. Because the internet, I thought, well, because normally, like, whenever my power goes out at my apartment, the fucking internet turns off. But let's put it out there. My internet is crap, at my apartment. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But the airport must have really good Wi-Fi, because as soon as that power went off. I went, oh shit. Well, there goes the fucking stream. I said, well, that's all. That's all. They're gonna have, that's all they had. That's gonna have to tide them over until I stream again. But it did not turn off. So there you go. Anyway, so I'll be honest though, I don't actually know if it was Joey. It seems like a Joey move, but I can't honestly say if it was Joey or not. I'm pretty sure it was him because he was posting pictures like, "Oh, Fears, I hope you didn't say this." And I was like, I know what he's up to. I'm like, he thinks he's clever. He's not clever. I'm like, he's gonna say this and do this and then blame it on me, which I would never do that in a million years. I wrote a little nice something. I bought my grandma a tree in her honor. When you buy someone a tree, you can pick anywhere in the world to have that tree planted. And I had that tree planted in one of my grandma's favorite parks in Missouri. She loved this park, so I said, why don't you just plant her tree in that park? And then my mom, I think she planted hers in another one of my grandma's parks, because there's multiple parks here that my grandma would go to and walk her dog, or she would go for a walk, or she'd have lunch, or whatever. Her and her girlfriends would go out and have lunch at a park or whatever. But as soon as I saw the disgusting stuff that they wrote, I'm like, I would never say that in a million years. That's not me. Plus, the idiot got my Aunt Donna's name wrong. So I knew that was fake right away. And I was like, well, he claims to be clever. He's not that fucking clever. Because he got my Aunt Donna's name wrong. Anyway. I mean, I was pretty upset the day it happened. But now that I fixed it, and now that they can't comment anymore, I feel relieved. And now I'm not that mad, but I was pretty livid. Because that, you don't do that to someone's... You don't cross that line, but you guys know how they are. They cross lines all the time. Oh my God, they've done so much. They've called me up and possibly cross, you know. I guarantee you when I start dating someone, they're going to contact my newest girlfriend and say, oh, Fears is horrible, and they're going to probably try and, like, get me or get her to dump me. I guarantee, because they contacted Casey. It's just, they don't care what line they cross. It's really disgusting when you think about it. You know, it really is. But I could go on and on and on, but in real life. Because if I do, Lord have mercy on your fucking soul. Lord have mercy. That's all I'm going to say. But of course, he's a coward, like all those other idiots. I've dared the trolls. You know where I live. You've got my address. If you think you're so big, bad, and tough, be a fucking man and show up my door and we'll settle it like men. But none of those cowards would ever show up, because if they did, the ass kicking that would ensue, I wouldn't even wait. As soon as the door would open, I'd fly right at them and punch them right in their stupid heads. The ass kicking would be the greatest ass kicking of the goddamn century. And they know it. So they're cowards. They would never show up. So I'm glad that he's hearing this, because you're a pretty you're a pretty sick psycho to do that to someone. To do that to someone's obituary, you're going to have to live with doing that for the rest of your life. At least Fear's a good guy, and I would never, even though I hate some people on the internet, at least I can say, you know what, I'm a good person. I would never cross that line and call someone at work or do that to someone's funeral or obituary, anything like that. At least I can say I would never do that. These people are pretty sick on the internet. Like, when they do this type of stuff, I'm like, what's going on in their minds? Like, where is their morals? Where, like, do they even have a soul? I guess not, you know. So, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty fucked up. Anyway. So anyway, before I go, I'm going to just tell you guys a couple of updates. Hey, Larry, what's going on? So, Larry, I'm sorry that I just saw your comment. I was chatting about something, so if I missed your comment, I don't know when you posted that comment, Larry, but I'm sorry if I didn't say hello right away. But good to see you, Larry. I was just telling about how sick Joey is for doing that crazy shit. Well, Larry, you already knew that. The guy's a fucking wacko. The guy's nuts. Mental. He's pretty mental. Anyway, I got a few updates before I go. Tomorrow, my friend's supposed to go with me. I bought my season pass. I haven't even used it yet. Well, technically, I guess I technically used it because I turned my 3-day ticket for Christmas into a season pass. So technically, the first time I used my season pass was on the 3rd day of the Christmas adventure, which I haven't posted yet. So as soon as I get back to Orlando, The next 3 videos I'm posting, and I kid you guys not, so Larry, I want you to hold me accountable. The next 3 videos is Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then the Titanic vlog. I kid you not, those are the next 3 fucking videos coming. So, and before I went live here, I was working on Christmas Eve. I was working on Christmas Eve, the Christmas Eve stream. So, those 3 vlogs are coming, and then tomorrow, I thought, okay, I'm like, well, it's time to use my pass. So technically, my first time using that pass was when I turned the 3-day ticket into a season pass all year. So I upgraded, got the best pass, because I'm like, well, I'm a Disney fanatic, so I might as well just, get the best pass and use it to my advantage. So tomorrow I'm having lunch at the Grand Floridian, a new restaurant for a new Google review. I thought I'd start there, mosey on over to the Magic Kingdom, and there's a couple of rides that I haven't got on the vlog yet. Do that, and then to end the night, the Fears Man is having dinner. I've always wanted to do this. I'm having dinner inside the restaurant in Cinderella's castle, so that'll be fun. So technically this is technically visit number 2. Because if you count the first one where I got the pass, that's visit number 1. The official visit number 2 is tomorrow. So I'm only going to go for 1 day tomorrow. Sunday, I'm going to go to church, rest for work, and then take a nap before work, edit a little bit, try and get a video up on Sunday, and then mosey on off to work. And I don't have to go to work until Monday morning at around 4, so from 4 to about 10:30. So it's gonna be a late morning, early morning on that day. Larry says, "Are you sure that was a real post?" Joey is good at making shit up. I guarantee you, Larry, that was Joey or one of Joey's minions. Because I found out no one else has written anything on the obituary for the last 2 days. So anything extra was those idiots making shit up. I don't know who, but one of those idiot trolls, it's probably Joey. 98% it was him. If it wasn't him, it was some other crazy psycho on the internet. But it doesn't matter who it was. That is so fucked up to do that, to try and ruin my grandma's obituary. So yeah. And Larry, yeah, do you know the reason why it's gone, Larry? It's because I called the place and made sure they removed it. And I know for a fact my aunt didn't put that. Because I called my aunt before I came to the airport and said, "Hey, Aunt Donna, I just wanted to say I love you. The funeral went great." And she's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you could come and make the trip down." I said, "Oh, of course, Aunt Donna." I said, "I would never miss my grandma's funeral." I said, "I love Grandma too much." And then I said, "Hey," I said, "I got a question." I said, "Did you write anything on the obituary?" She goes, "Oh, no. She goes, "I was too emotional. I couldn't do it." So right there and then I thought, oh, okay, I know it. She didn't write anything, and those pricks wrote something on there. And they didn't even get the name right. My Aunt Donna's last name is not Fears. Because she married somebody else. So it's another last name. So I knew for a fact that one of those pricks wrote something. So I quickly called and said, "Remove that." And I said, "Make sure nobody else can comment." And they said, "Yeah." They said, "You shouldn't have to deal with that." I said, you would think I wouldn't have to deal with this while I'm mourning my grandmother. But I said, those idiots do not care about anyone's family. They don't have any morals. They're sick, disgusting fucking idiots. And I said they're going to have to live with that for the rest of their life. That is so vile and so fucking disgusting to do that to someone's family. So they said, "Don't worry, Mr. Fears, we'll take care of it." I said, "Thank you." I said, "I'm sick and tired of dealing with this." I said, "I shouldn't have to deal with this." I said, "I'm mourning my grandmother, for God's sakes." So it was a big pain in the ass, but I eventually got it taken care of. So, but I'm telling you, Larry, one of these days, I hope he regrets that for the rest of his life. He's a pretty sick individual. There's something fucked in his brain to do that to someone. And I'll be honest, I don't even, as much as I hate Quentin, I don't even think Quentin has that in him to do that. But Joey, he's a sick fuck. He is such a sick fuck to do that, That's so fucked up to do that. I was just like, really? Really? I was like, whatever. Oh yeah, by the way, Larry, new shirt. I had to go to emos at least once. You guys know I'm a big fan of emos. And then my buddy Eric gave me this new hat. Well, it's new to me. Eric's like, Fears, I've had it for 2.5 years. I haven't even worn it yet. I said, so you bought it and didn't even wear it? And he was like, well, he goes, the reason why I didn't wear it is my wife, Erin, just bought me an even better hat. So he said, well, you know what? This is brand new. I'll just give this one to Fears. And I was like, yeah, but that seemed like a waste of money. I'm like, you didn't wear it at least once? He goes, he goes, maybe I wore it once, Fears. He goes, but it's technically new. I was like, all right, buddy. I'm like, well, thanks a lot for the hat. So he gave this to me the other night. Eric and Aaron, they couldn't make it to my grandma's funeral, so they said, hey, Fears, we feel bad. So they said, Aaron invited you over. She goes, she's going to make me and you dinner. He goes, plus I want to hang out with you, man. He goes, I haven't, I mean, we always talk on the phone, me and Eric, but me and Eric haven't hung out, like physically hung out, like in 8 or 9 months since the last time since I went, in the summer. And he's like, you want to come over? I was like, oh, hell yes. Dude, you're my best friend. Or you're one of my best friends, because Randall's my best friend too. So I said, Eric, we've known each other since high school. I said, I missed you, buddy. I said, yeah, of course I'm coming over. And he's like, hey, Fierce, you want some homemade pizza? He goes, my wife's cooking homemade pizza from scratch. And I was like, that's awesome. Because I thought we were going to just order emos. He's like, oh, no, man. He goes, she's already in the kitchen. She's making homemade pizza. And I was like, that's awesome. I said, yeah, I'll be right over. So, yeah. So he gave me this hat. So it was a pretty cool hangout, Larry. Let's see. Let me catch up with Larry. Yeah, and your aunt doesn't type like that. And I knew she didn't type it. I knew for a fact, Larry, it wasn't her. I know my aunt. Why? Because I've grown up with my aunt. My aunt is the sweetest and the most nicest lady ever. Just like how my grandma was. My grandma is the nicest, sweetest lady ever. So is my aunt. So I knew she wouldn't say some stupid shit like that. That would help, Larry. I wish the funeral home would have had mods. In his warped mind, he got a gold medal. Listen, Larry, I guess. But let's be honest, does Joey even have a mind? If he does, it's a pea-sized little fucking piece of rat shit, little tiny brain, but telling him, or saying that he has a brain is really stretching the truth, Larry. What normal, sane person does that to someone, other family that he doesn't even know? He doesn't know my family. Who goes out of their way to do that to someone's obituary? That is so fucked up, it's beyond belief. I gotta watch my time real quick. Let's see here. Because my flight takes off at around 8 something. It's not 8, it's 8 something, but I need to get through security, so here's, it's 5:34, so I'll probably leave here at around 5:50 and start all that loading process shit at like 6 something. So anyway, that's saying that he has a brain, Larry, is, I wouldn't, that's not really correct. He's got that guy has no soul. That guy is vile. So I hope he's watching, because he's a big piece of shit for doing it. I mean, that's so fucked up. Again, I would never even do that to my worst horrible enemy, And there's only a couple people in life that I hate. And hate's a strong word. I hate Joey, I hate Quentin, and then I hate this guy in high school that gave me shit. He was like the biggest bully ever. The guy that I ended up punching, that guy. You guys have heard that fucking story. And then he never bullied me ever again, because I whipped the shit out of him. I slammed his face into a locker 3 times, and he never messed with me ever again. I would love to shove Joey's face into a locker. Not once, not twice, a couple of times. At least 10 times. That would really teach him a fucking lesson. I'm telling you, Larry, some of these people on the internet, if they got the shit kicked out of them, they'd never mess with anyone ever again. Because that's how you have to deal with bullies. They, no matter what you say to them, they won't listen. So if they ever got, one of these days, they'll lose patience and say, okay, fuck you, and then just beat the shit out of them, and then they'll probably learn a lesson and say, you know what, I probably shouldn't have fucked with that person because I just got the shit kicked out of me. I cannot wait for that day to happen. Either I'll kick the shit out of him, or somebody else will kick the shit out of him. Or both. Like, I would look at the guy and say, hey, as soon as you're done kicking the shit out of him, let me have my turn. It's going to happen one of these days. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. One of these days, Larry, I'm telling you, they're going to fuck with the wrong person. Someone's going to lose patience and say, I'm done. And then just, whip the shit out of them. All of them. Quentin needs to get the shit kicked out of him. That idiot in New Zealand needs to get the shit kicked out of him. All of those fucking idiots. They're all cowards that hide behind a fucking computer screen. And they think that I'm afraid of them. Not afraid. Zero afraid of any of you idiots. Anyway. Yo, Cameo Man. What's up, dude? Fears is going to do a loop-de-loop. Lord Randall. What's going on? Is this really Lord Randall or is this a fake? Let me check real quick. I'm pretty sure it's Lord Randall. Oh, it is. It is the real Lord Randall. Randall, well, as soon as I get done with the stream, buddy, I'm going to call Lord Randall because, Randall, I need an update on Fears Man 5. Because the last update I got, guys, Randall said, Fears, I'm done with 2 scenes. I'm working on 3 scenes. I guarantee you, though, Randall, it's been a couple of days. You're probably done with scene 3, and you're probably already on scene 4. So, anyway, let me catch up with the comments real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Larry says, I said mine. Oh, okay. I thought you said brain, Larry. So you said mine. Well, brain and mine are almost the same thing, you know. He doesn't have a mind, and he definitely doesn't have a brain. Larry says you should ask to sit in the cockpit. Listen, if they would allow me to sit up front with the pilot, I would vlog up there beyond belief. You guys know I would. I would be like, oh, yes, I'll sit in the front row and fucking vlog it up. But they're not going to let me sit in the cockpit. Anyway. So, what is up, Lord Randall? What is up? Fears gets to fly the plane, Randy. He won a contest. Oh, you know, actually, I don't mind flying, you know. I don't mind flying. I like to fly, but I bet flying a plane is a big responsibility. I mean, because you have to go to flight school and learn how to fly a plane, but, I mean, it's not rocket science. I'm sure I could figure it out, but flying a plane actually sounds really cool, Larry. Like, you know, like Harrison Ford, he's bought, like, you hear him in interviews. Harrison Ford's bought, like, what, 6, 7 planes? And he has helicopters, and he flies around all the time. He's got a jet, so whenever he doesn't feel like flying, he just gets on his private jet. It must be nice to have, what, 9, 6, 7, 8 planes, 4 or 5 helicopters, and then his own fucking jet. That's fucking awesome. So I don't think Fears will have enough money in my lifetime or the next lifetime to have, you know, a helicopter or a plane, let alone a fucking jet. But that would be fucking cool. So yeah. Let's see. Cameo Man says I'm a troll, just messing with you. Well, Randall, that's why I checked, because you know they've made many fakes of me, many fakes of you. They've made, what, 20 to 30 accounts of fucking Sega. They make fake accounts all the time, you know? So I'm just like, if this ain't Randall, it's a fake. But I said that's why I love that YouTube allows you to check to see if it's actually the person, you know? So I was like, this is either the real Randall, which it is. I said, or it's just another fake channel, you know? Because I'm not kidding you guys. They've made, what, 100 fake accounts, if not more. They've made fake accounts of Randall all the time, you know? Anyway. Cameo Man says, I'm still working on it. There is a buttload of dialogue between you, me, and Boer. Well, Boer, Michael Boer, he's playing, because I didn't want to play... I usually love playing, you know, the voice of Cody. Oh my gosh, the power went out again in the airport. What is going on? That is 2 times that the lights have went out in the airport. Ridiculous. I don't know if it's because of the weather. It's not snowing outside. There's a 3rd time. Hilarious. Oh my Lord. Thank God I got some backup generators. I've never had the power go out in the airport. As much as Fears has traveled over my lifetime, I've never had the... This is nuts. This is hilarious. Anyway, but the reason why we got my friend Michael Boer in it is because I said, hey, Randall, I said, you've already got enough dialogue. You're playing Black Aldrin, Randall Brownstein. I'm playing Fierce Man and Kenneth Clark. So I said, why don't we get somebody else to play Cameo Kid, which is Cody. So I always play Cody, and then Randall plays Cameo Man. Which Randall, I forgot his name. What's his alter ego? Cameo Man. Oh, Ray. Randall plays Ray, aka Cameo Man. So Randall's like, we can do that, Fears. He goes, who do you want to play Cameo Kid, aka Cody? And really, he's not a kid. He's like, what, 18, 19, Randall? Randall, I said, my friend Mike that lives in Missouri, I said, he has been dying to voice a part in Fears Man or Cameo Man. So So Randall was like, "That's cool, Fears." He goes, "Get your friend Mike." So I called Mike. Mike's like, "Finally, Fears. Finally, I get a part." And I was like, "All right, man, you're playing Cody, dude. You know." So, yeah. No, he's not 16, Randall. I think at first when I started playing Cody, he was 16, but now he's like 18 or 19. Like he's still a teenager, but he's like 18 or 19. Anyway, let's see. Randall says, I also have to create stuff for my Patreon. That's right, Randall. You got a Patreon. They're paying me now. I got responsibilities to the patrons. Well, yeah, of course, Randall. I don't want you to deny your patrons, you know. So, yeah. Just ask the pilot. You never know, Fears. Let them know your situation. What? That I'm a vlogger? That I want to sit up front? No, they wouldn't do it. I hope that my flight is not delayed, Larry. That would suck. That would suck. So, yeah. That would definitely suck. So, yeah. Well, it's not a vacation, Garth. It's just I'm about to use my Disney pass tomorrow. Because I haven't, well, technically I've used it once when I transferred it over to a pass. But since the pass, I thought, well, I'll start tomorrow. So I'm going for 3 things tomorrow. I'm having lunch at the Grand Floridian in a restaurant that I've never tried. I'm going to vlog that. Then I'm having dinner inside the castle, and I've never done that before, so that'll be in the fucking vlog. And then, so Fears will be even behind even fucking more with another fucking vlog that I have to do. You know me, I'm always filming. It's better to have more footage than less footage. And then there's like 3 rides that I haven't done yet on camera. So hopefully I get all that done tomorrow. So yeah. But it's not really a vacation, Garth. It's just like a mini trip to the park. But yeah. Well, Randall, I thought he was like 18. But yeah, anyway. Yo, Beer Man is here. You know Beer Man? Oh, wait. Randall, I'm sorry. It's not Beer Man. What's that fucking character? Oh, Bears Man. Bears Man's going to be in Fierce Man. I thought it was Beer Man. It's Bears Man. Well, anyway, I got to take off, guys. It's 5:44, so I better get to the, I need to, because they said to load your bags up before 6. So, I'm going to take off, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini airport stream. They have good Wi-Fi because the power went out not once, not twice, but 3 times so far. Anyway, I got to take off, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs is the second channel. Subscribe to my fucking TikTok, FearsMan26 on TikTok. And I really appreciate all the love and the support, you know, for my family and for my grandma Fears. And if you guys could just keep the prayers up, you know, the next coming weeks, the next coming months. Let's just put it this way. The year started off bad, but I hope it ends good. Fears Man is going to make more of an effort to get the vlogs out quicker, do more streams, sometimes maybe twice a day, maybe once a day, definitely for sure once a day. I'm going to really try to get back in the gym and get this fucking belly off, and I'm going to really try and find a girlfriend this year, because I'm running out of time. I don't want to, like, have kids at, like, 55. I'd like to have kids and get married and have a wife when I'm still kind of young, because I'm not young anymore. I'm 40. So it's time I need to settle down and find a Mrs. Fears. I'm sick and tired of meeting bad ladies. I'm ready to meet my soulmate. It's hard. It's hard to find a soulmate, you know. And my grandma, I got to talk to my grandma on the phone, and I FaceTimed her or Skyped her, and she said, "Promise me you'll find a good woman." And I said, "I promise, Grandma." I said, "It's not for a lack of trying." She goes, "Well, I want you to be happy." And I said, "I want to be happy too." And she was like, "I love you." She goes, "You know how close in prayers?" I said, "I asked everybody." I said, "I asked my entire YouTube fan base," and she literally said this. She said, "Well, tell them all thank you for the prayers." So anyway, I'm going to take off, but I'm going to finish my coffee, edit for like 10 more minutes, and then off to the gate. All right.